And John.
And welcome to another episode of the Meatgistics podcast. Today is not a special episode, but it's still a special episode because we have some food that we're going to be eating in a bit. And I'm excited for what we have planned up today. John had a really creative idea that I'm really going to enjoy because it's going to get a fill in my stomach. But before we fill our stomach with food, we need to fill our stomach with beer. So let's get to the most important thing of the day, the beer of the day. So for today, every time I go to pick out beer, I get really excited for podcast beer because I always try to find something fun, interesting, and I had no idea what I was going to get this time. Going through the store, and I saw the Stone section. I like Stone beer. It's good beer. But they have what's called a Ruination IPA, and I've had that before, and it's good. But then I saw another one next to it that is called Ruined Again. So it is not an IPA. It's not a double IPA. It is a triple IPA. For all intents and purposes, it's 11% alcohol. Technically 10.8, but at that high, I'm rounding it up to 11. But this is amazing. It's probably the second highest IPA on the ABV scale that I've had, minus the Dogfish Head one that was ridiculous, like 18%. But this is really good, and it wasn't that expensive. I want to say for like a 6-pack, it was like $14. I would normally expect to have to pay more than that. But
getting drunk on good beer on a budget is, that's just smart.
Yeah, but overall, really strong flavor, very strong aftertaste. After I'm done drinking, I can still just feel the hops like burning my tongue, and it is amazing.
That is the worst feeling ever. I've described it as putting too much wasabi on a piece of sushi. That's what that taste is, and I despise it. Hurts your sinuses. So, no good. I have Nightmare, which is a beer I bought mostly because of the label for Patrick. But then he called in today, so we're running this without a producer or whatever you want to call him. The label on this, we'll get a close up and put it on there, is very graphic.
It is awesome. I love it.
But it is awesome. But they say it is a Asiatic sour ale with apricot, peach, rice sugar, and candied ginger.
Interesting.
And I just absolutely adore this. I'm continue on my sour kick. I just can't get off them.
Yeah.
Loving it.
The cool thing about sours is they have a lot of weird flavors in them. It's not like IPAs where like, oh, it's hoppy. Oh, this one's more hoppy. Yeah, there's different flavors in hops, but,
right.
But still, like sours, you get a lot of different flavors in it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm glad you said that about looking for weird beers for the podcast, because outside of here, I tend to drink fairly tame-ish beers. I don't mind PBR. If I was going for a cheap beer, I'd grab PBR ahead of anything else. Least favorite beer? Miller Lite. Despise with an unholy passion.
No, for me, it'd be anything that's like in like a green bottle, like a Heineken or something. Anything that's going to be a little skunky. Those are the worst beers ever. I would drink like Miller, Coors, Bud Light, PBR, smooth like Keystone, Keystone Light. I'd drink anything before I drank a beer that had some skunkiness in it.
Yeah. No, that's a good call. I hate green beers too. Moosehead, hate that. You probably don't have that down here, do you?
I don't think so.
Up north. And you guys have ever heard of Labatt's down here, have you?
It's
a Canadian beer that's big in New York. So.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
They were the first ones that made like an ice. Labatt's Ice. Oh. It was 5.5 when everything else was like 4.2. So.
I remember that back in the day, like before craft beer was as big as it was. It was like, ooh,
ice.
But ice.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember Bud Dry? They had the best marketing campaign of, maybe it was Bud Ice. Must have been Bud Ice. Of all time. It was a penguin, and he just used to appear in weird places, and he'd go, doobie doobie doo. There's one where he kicked that. He was inside a stand-up speaker, and he kicked down the cover and was back there going doobie doo. It was unbelievable. Gosh. Favorite thing. Definitely favorite commercial of all time. All right. So we have a little bit of a problem.
Why?
We have seasonings out here when we're about to cut away and argue over seasonings.
Argue over seasonings? There is no such thing as arguing because I'm always right.
But that's incorrect. But do you see the continuity problem I'm referring to?
Yes, I do now. It's okay.
Okay.
This is the TV magic.
Sure. There you go. So just ignore the fact that there are seasonings up here, and we're going to discuss which one of our favorite bratwurst seasonings we're going to make.
You will hear it next, but we might have already done it.
Maybe. As you can tell, those 11 percenters really catch up with Austin, and I'm just, I'm me. So that's not something I'm going to remember to catch. But after we do that, we will try the brats, talk about them, and then we're going to go over a really different type of snack stick we made based on a live stream that is,
it's good.
It's getting rave reviews. I've had numerous of the commercial salesmen say it's the best snack stick they've ever had.
Really? They said the best?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'd argue it's really good. It's really hard for me to ever call anything the best.
Agreed.
But it's definitely a top one out there for me right now.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back.
TV magic. Patrick, insert the other section here.
Yes, that's a good point. Okay. I'm going to get a different beer.
You remember the order?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we are back. I switched my beer to the appropriately named Resting My Greatness.
Okay.
Which just really seemed perfect for me. So I'm going to give it a quick sip.
Glug, 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 glug.
Holy moly. Yeah, you can taste that. That's 11.8%.
Oh,
and
you just outdid me. I thought I had the highest beer on the table today.
It's insanely sweet.
Is it another sour?
No. It's a stout. Ah, there you go. A stout with roastavos, whatever that is, coffee, and Vermont maple syrup.
Ooh.
You can really taste that. But yeah, that is a very sweet beer.
I need to start looking for more maple syrup things and do more there. For the longest time was maple syrup, whatever. It's okay. I had never actually had real maple syrup till we got, I want to say it's from Interwald Farms.
Yep.
And that stuff we stock and carry now, it's amazing. It's liquid gold. I normally am just nah, I don't want sweet. Give me salty. But that stuff, I could drink the bottle. I don't because I'm scared about how many calories are in it. But
there's a lot.
So good.
The difference between that and the ones you buy in just the grocery stores, that's just sugar. This is real maple syrup. There's a very clear difference. And not everyone is going to prefer it, oddly enough. There's some people who like this stuff out of the grocery store. I've never been a huge fan of that, but maybe it's because I grew up with maple trees all around us. So possibly. All right. Speaking of sweet, let's try the first one, which is habanero mango.
So the worst one on the plate.
I put that intentionally first, and I put blue ribbon brat intentionally last.
You're killing me here.
Yes.
So John slaved away for hours and hours today to get all this ready, and now we finally get to try it, and they look good. You cooked them great.
Toaster oven.
They're still really hot.
Nice heat to them. Okay. This and the habanero lime snack stick are two that sometimes taste super hot and other times just like a mild heat. Like that does not have a ton of heat to it.
No, it doesn't. I think some of it is maybe because I'm used to making habanero mango with chicken. I don't know if that has like the whole difference to play there, but it's got to be some because it definitely has a different flavor if you use it in chicken or use it in pork. I honestly like that more than I remember. As we're going through talking about all these, like even if I say something bad about something,
Right.
these are the top 5, like John and I, quote unquote, agreed on. These are all still really good.
Right.
Like there is, even if we're saying, this one, man, it's still, these are probably the top 5 flavors that at least we think that we have.
Yeah.
So they're all fantastic. However, I'm still going to say that it's not going to beat at least a few of the others, but it's a good thing you put it first because now the bar is set kind of high.
Oop. Well, the next one is the Hatch green chili.
That's amazing.
So here's the ingredient list. It's salt, spices, including Hatch chili pepper, dehydrated vegetables, bell pepper, jalapeno pepper, onion and garlic, and sugar. Literally, the second you bite into that, you taste the Hatch chili peppers.
The flavor literally explodes in your mouth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is awesome.
A nice little residual heat with it too. It does build up, but then it's not hot.
Yeah.
It's not spicy, but it has heat to it. And it just kind of sits there.
Oh, I'd call that spicy. I mean, somebody who didn't like heat is going to hate that. Like someone who's like averse to spice, they can't eat that.
True. I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't give that to a kid.
Challenge accepted. I'll give some to my kid. See what happens.
See how Leo does with it. But yeah, all around, just that's an awesome.
Mm-hmm. And that is one of our newer flavors. It's not brand new, but it is newer. And it's, I think, easily one of the best flavors we have right now. I think some of it does always come down to, it's a newer one, so it's different. So we get excited about it. But I think this one, it's not going to be a fad. I think 5 years from now, I'm still going to be going, man, yeah, I love making those Hatch green chili.
Yep.
They're just delicious.
And you can also take those and make snack sticks out of them. Just use about 20% less meat to get the salt right.
Okay.
But yeah, they were awesome. We made some goose snack sticks out of them. They work great.
So like 20 pounds instead of 25 pounds?
I think it was 18 point something.
Okay.
So yeah, in that range. So above 20% math. It's hard.
Math is hard.
It is hard. Now I also did put some ghost pepper cheese in there. So some of that heat you're getting is the ghost pepper.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense. I didn't remember that until just now.
I would say it does. It definitely seems like it has more heat than I remember.
Yeah.
So that makes sense now.
Okay. Combination of that and the ghost pepper is excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next one is what I would call maybe my favorite everyday brat here. And that is the Philly Bratwurst.
Philly, yeah.
And we just added regular cheese to this.
You mixed up the order.
Yeah, absolutely. That's habanero mango.
Uh-huh.
All right. So first one was Philly, which makes sense because it was really good but didn't have much heat. That's habanero mango for sure.
Yeah, so I guess I should have said it, and I should speak what's on my mind.
Oh.
At first, when we tasted the first one, I didn't think that you mixed them up. But I was like, man, that really just doesn't have the sugar that I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, the big reason you can tell the habanero mango is the sugar. Like, there's not like an overwhelming amount of sugar in it, but it's, I guess sweet is the better word. The mango really, really kicks things up.
And then you get the heat as the sweet starts to fade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now that I haven't ate a piece for a little bit, now I'm honestly the top of my head starting to sweat a little bit. It gets hot and it builds for 30 seconds, 60 seconds after you get done eating it.
Makes so much more sense. So first one was
was that Philly?
Was Philly. That one was the habanero mango. Yeah. So I can't be trusted even to line up sausages, basically.
I will say that I know the last one's Blue Ribbon.
You can tell.
Based upon looking at it.
Yeah,
I
you can
know
tell.
it's Blue Ribbon.
Because
So
it's got all the little clove,
yeah,
dark things in
so
it.
we know the last two are Supreme Pizza and Blue Ribbon, right?
We think the second to last one is Supreme Pizza, but at this point,
No, it is. None of the
Can we even
rest.
guess?
None of the rest were guaranteed.
so you're trusting that I actually got the 5 correct sausages on there.
Maybe you made a different sausage
Right.
and didn't know it. Yeah.
Grab that. Mm-hmm. Right away, that's Supreme for sure.
You
All right.
instantly get the Italian flavor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, this has got a huge ingredients list, so I'm not going to read it all, just some of the highlights. Pick out right away the fennel, the Parmesan cheese, tomato, and you get the onion and garlic. Then we also added some ghost pepper cheese. I wanted to see if I could get Austin to start sniffling on. Oh, there it is.
No,
right on cue.
I've been
right on
sniffling this
cue.
whole time.
Awesome.
We eat spicy food, and I can't help but sniffle.
Poor Patrick has a heck of a time trying to edit that out. Oh,
Nice deep breath. Make it hard for Patrick.
but yeah, no, that is all around an excellent. There's a reason I put that at the top of my list. That is also oddly really good if you use it in the crock pot with chicken and do pulled chicken. Really does impart a nice taste on it.
It would be good. All I can taste right now, though, is the ghost pepper cheese.
I put a lot of it in that one.
Yeah, between the habanero mango
Mhm.
on the last one and then ghost pepper in that, my mouth is hot right
I'm
now.
sweating a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hatch green chili with ghost pepper, habanero mango with ghost pepper. No, habanero mango. I put the cheddar in.
Okay.
That was all just that. And supreme pizza with ghost pepper. Basically, anything you add ghost pepper cheese to, your scalp is going to tingle a little bit.
Yeah.
And generally,
You are getting very glazy over there. you are running sweat all over your face.
You can't tell because I'm so tan. You're that pasty color, so it's easy to pick it out. So one thing that I generally think that Excalibur isn't their strong suit is hot. Like they don't bring a ton of heat on stuff. So even the Inferno brat, like I've gotten a ton of comments online. It's like, this isn't that hot.
I think it's on purpose though, because you can always make things hotter, but you don't want to turn off like 90% of people just because it's so insanely hot.
Yeah, just to please the people who take it to a dare level. Like I don't think there is a point where it stops becoming enjoyable to eat something. And I'm not going to go there. Like one day, Colton had some ghost pepper jerky that somebody had brought in for him. And I took a bite of it and there wasn't like any ghost pepper on that, like none of the flakes on that part. So I'm like, that's not even hot. Grabbed it and threw the rest of the piece in my mouth. I was frantically running around in here looking for things to eat to stop the pain. That's stupid. Why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
Plus, then your stomach and other things hurt for a long time.
Yeah, about 12 to 24 hours later,
It's not fun.
you're going to regret life.
Absolutely. But no, what I was going to say is, so if there's a flavor you really like the Inferno brat, something like that, just adding ghost pepper cheese, as you can see, I mean, we are literally sweating, can add that heat. Plus, I'm finding that ghost pepper, unlike habanero, really does add a nice flavor as well.
Oh, yeah. The flavor is great.
Habanero is just like, here's some heat. Take that. It just tastes like, do you know what capsaicin is?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a rub, like a muscle rub that I use. Sometimes
Do you like lick it and eat
sometimes I'll inadvertently, like after I've put it on, touch food and then eat that. Or if I'm just like sucking my thumb. But all it does is hurt. I mean, it just burns. And that's kind of like habanero. Whereas ghost pepper actually imparts some flavor that at least I really like.
Yeah. The only thing I like about habanero is you can use a fair amount of it compared to ghost pepper.
Yes.
I still have a shaker of straight habanero powder. I keep it home, and when I do steak, I will just kind of sprinkle like a little light toasting over everything.
Okay.
Just because I don't know. Before I had the habanero powder, like I never really tried like eating a spicy steak. Most of the time steaks aren't spicy. I still don't like it like spicy, but just adding like a little bit of heat to it. It doesn't overwhelm like the steak and roast rub I put on there. It just adds a little bit of heat to it. And that's all I want in that case, though. I don't want more flavor of a pepper, this and that. I just want a little bit of heat to satisfy myself.
Steak and roast rub needs no improvements. What are you doing?
Actually, if you make a perfect steak, you're going to use steak and roast rub, a little bit of habanero powder, and then you're going to put towards the end of the cook either feta or blue cheese on the top,
God.
and let it just kind of melt.
We're going to move on. Feta cheese is disgusting.
I just did that this weekend, and I'm still
terrible.
Yeah.
You're still regretting it?
No, I'm still thinking about how good it was, and I need another one.
All right, last one is blue ribbon brat with just regular cheddar cheese.
You don't beat it.
Yeah, that's my least favorite out of all the ones we had.
You're crazy.
No.
Like if
all the other ones were excellent.
This was excellent
good.
Too.
That's good.
No. It doesn't have a weird flavor like habanero mango.
It doesn't have a wow factor.
You didn't put ghost pepper cheese in it, so it's not just spicy, and we can sit and talk about that for a while. It's just a great tasting traditional brat. Like, there is no traditional brat that's better than this. Can you at least say that?
Honestly,
or would you pick like Swiss Jerry's?
No, I'd put
else?
Philly in the traditional brat. It's in there. I'd put that above it for sure.
I still don't think it has that traditional flavor.
Can I see the bag? Nope. Last one. Yep. All right. So ingredients is not helpful. We have salt, spices, dextrose, and autolyzed yeast. But there's cloves or something in there, right? Is it cloves that I'm going to taste? Something like that.
I'm going to mess it up. I don't remember.
Which I don't mind.
But like, when you say spices, it can be a lot of things.
Huge range of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, which I don't mind. I just don't think it's the end all be all. I mean, that is our best selling Bratwurst seasoning by a decent amount, right?
Because it's the best.
I mean, I'll give Willie's the best, and that's our best seller. But I just don't think that's our best brat.
Okay, so out of the 5, which one is the best?
It's either Supreme Pizza or Hatch Green Chili.
I would say, if I ignore Blue Ribbon, I could agree on that. It's one of those two. I would go with the Supreme Pizza for kind of a few reasons. One, I love pizza. It makes me think I'm eating a pizza when I'm not, and it makes my wife happy because I'm not eating pizza.
There you go.
Else.
Yeah.
But the Hatch Green Chili, just thinking out like, for me to recommend that as like the brat to try,
right?
It's gonna turn some people off just because it has some heat.
That's
to
true.
It. The one thing, like I always tell people when they're cooking, like for a family, like with the Supreme Pizza, your kids are gonna love it. Like, you're gonna tell them this is a pizza brat. Don't tell them Supreme.
No.
Keep that part out because the kids hear Supreme and they're like, I don't want Supreme pizza.
Olives. No.
But no, it has a Supreme Pizza flavor and taste to it. But just tell kids pizza and they're gonna love it. It's not too hot. It's not sweet because I don't want sweet in a brat. And it's just all around. It's just really good. It's just not traditional. But if I had to choose one, I would go back to Supreme Pizza if I'm allowed to ignore the Blue Ribbon brat. But it's still hard to do that. But
quickly, would it have been funny or not funny if I didn't make Blue Ribbon brat and made apple instead? Because I considered it. Just going, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the best Blue Ribbon I've ever had.
It would have been funny for a second. And then I would have expected you to pull another one out from somewhere. And if you didn't do that, I would have been pissed.
Yeah, well.
I would have been too pissed. I still would have laughed.
You would have wanted your Blue Ribbon.
Doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So we're going to go ahead and make some bratwurst for the second half of this, which will be later today.
Is that really a we or is that a me?
That's very much a me. So in a previous episode, we talked about some of our favorite bratwurst seasonings. Here we're actually going to make them. Well, first we have to decide what we're making, and then we'll go ahead and review them and figure out whether or not we made good choices, bad choices. We're going to make them out of pork. It's pork butt that I've already ground. So it'll be fairly easy. I'm just going to stuff it all into collagen casings. And we're going to use this new item here. It is the Sausage Hero. And as you can hear, it's got suction cups.
It has a nice pop coming off
It does have a nice pop. But it's basically the True Linker. It's the cam system from that. Just bolted to a plastic cutting board with I don't even know what you would call this, a ruler that's also a holder on the side. So it goes from 1 inches to 9 inches, and you can make whatever size bratwurst you want, or any sausage really. What'll be nice about this, or what I'm hoping is nice about this, is with the Easy Linker, True Linker, whatever it is, that does a great job closing off collagen casings. Like it cuts them, but also they stay closed better.
Yeah, it kind of puts a crimp on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this does that. If this does that, I would say worth the fairly expensive price tag.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive, but it's one of those things that, I mean, it is going to save you time. So it depends on how frustrated you get when you're trying to make links and stuff. And I'm one of those people that I get frustrated.
Yeah.
So I'd rather spend the money and save the time.
I've started getting better at understuffing my collagen when I'm making bratwurst and stuff because it makes it easier. But in general, I don't like to understuff. So, we'll see how this goes. I'll do a couple of different stuffings. Some I'll overstuff, some I'll understuff. We'll just see how they go. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is basically do a draft pick. We both have our 5 favorite bratwurst seasonings. We're both taking our number ones. Like my number 1 is getting made. Your number 1 is getting made. From there on out,
we got to argue to see
a war of attrition. Yes.
If we both have something in there, does it automatically go in, or does it still have to get argued out?
Still has to get argued out.
Okay.
For sure.
I guess that's true because my other 4 are still probably going to be better than your other 4.
That's highly doubtful.
If I argue for all of them to get in.
This is going to come down to how long I can just sit here and say no for.
Oh, okay.
Just no. Okay. Number 1, what is it?
Blue Ribbon Bratwurst.
God.
It's Blue Ribbon for a reason. It is the Blue Ribbon. That means number 1. That is the winner.
It is not our best bratwurst season. It's not even your favorite bratwurst season. You just put it in because you wanted to make sure that it got made.
No. I honestly, it's one of those things that I love bratwurst because there are so many different flavors, and there is nothing that says it has to be really this in a product. Like if you make Italian sausage, you have to conform to USDA standards, and with bratwurst, there really isn't that same deal. That's why you see all these flavors. But for me, like what it comes back to, if you say 1, it's traditional. Like old school brats, like what is the best one?
Yeah.
Hands down, the best one is Blue Ribbon. Now I love brats because then I get to go through the rest of my list and I don't have another traditional one on my list. But you have to have a traditional one in there. It is the best.
I was going to argue so hard to keep that one out. So you've cut the legs out from under me a little bit.
Yeah, and I figured you would do that too. That is one reason I put it number 1.
All right, so my number 1 is Supreme. So Supreme Pizza bratwurst. So the 2 that are definitely getting made are Blue Ribbon and Supreme Pizza.
Okay, and that was my number 2.
Okay, so
I'm happy so far.
You're good there.
So what was your number 2?
My number 2 was I can't remember where I put it. I know that's 4. Oh, Hob Mango.
Ooh, see, and I didn't put that on my list.
Okay.
Not at all.
Why not?
It's too sweet. I'm not. I'll make sure there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing on my list that's sweet to make sure. I'm not a sweet person. I'm savory. I want salty. I want something else. It's good because I like the habanero in it. Okay. It has really good flavor. Don't get me wrong. But it's still sweet, and I just don't want that in a sausage.
No, see, I think the heat balances the sweet perfectly. That is my favorite one sausage seasoning that we sell. Like if I just want to eat one sausage, that's what I'll want every time. I don't normally want more than one of them just because that sweetness is kind of a lot. But just for like amazing amount of flavor in a bite, I think that's the best one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad option,
It's an amazing option.
but I just can't get over it. Do we have to vote right now
No,
whether it's going
no, we
in,
can go through
or
our
we
whole
just keep
thing and
going
then figure
through?
them out.
Okay. Because I'm going to make notes here on what yours are as we're going. So as I come back, I can remember which ones I need to argue harder on.
All right, what's your third?
So number 3 for me is Philly cheesesteak.
That's my fifth, and I have zero problem with that being made. It's the exact opposite in my mind of the habanero mango. It is not one that you're going to bite into and be like, oh my God, it's amazing. But it is such a well-made seasoning. Like it's perfect all around. You'll never get sick of it. Plus, there are a bunch of things you can do with that to kind of spice it up. You can fry up onions, put those on top. You can do the cheese whiz on top, which we've done. We've added all the different cheeses to it, and all of them work from cheddar to ghost pepper, Swiss. I think we used to make it with provolone when we used to have provolone cheese. Yeah, that was great too.
And I really liked our provolone. I'm still disappointed we don't have it anymore, but
it really is annoying. Okay,
so
we kind of agree that one's going to get in there.
Yeah, off topic, but talking about all the different cheeses, you made me think about when you did like the 5 cheese sausage. What seasoning did you use with that?
Supreme pizza.
It was Supreme pizza. Okay,
that was ridiculously good.
Yeah. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Hatch green chili.
Ooh, that was my number 4. So I don't have any issues on putting that one in.
We should have foreseen this, that we would have fairly similar ones. All right, so we've got 3 so far. Go.
Go
for your number 4.
I'm trying to. Oh, my number 4 is Hatch green chili.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then my number 4 is apple.
Oh, see, we got another problem there.
Because you hate it.
No, I don't hate it, but it's sweet. It's another one that's going to have some sweetness to it. Why? You can only, brats are meant to be salty. You can only have one sweet one included. You're going to have to pick.
You realize that you have a serious problem with salt, right?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. I've seen you salt food before. It is disgusting.
Do you remember the conversation we had yesterday about you eating like a tablespoon of salt?
So for anyone listening along, what he's referring to is as I get older, I'm having to wake up numerous times a night. And it was suggested that I eat some salt right before bed. And I've done it the last 2 nights. And if my dog hadn't woken me up last night, I would have slept right through the night last night too. It works.
Yeah, but
give it a try.
That's more salt than I eat on anything.
No,
right
that's absolutely incorrect. I guarantee you eat more than half a teaspoon of salt a day.
Oh, I thought you said tablespoon.
Oh no, tablespoon. That is.
Oh, tablespoon? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like if it's already in food.
And then you add more on top. And when you season something, you put a disgusting amount of seasoning on it, which is mostly salt.
True.
So,
I don't know. No, I'm gonna start measuring just so I know how much is going on.
We will need to have someone following you around and recording this, so it's not like they rely on those people on the health surveys. Like, well, I eat mostly healthy, and they forgot. They stopped at McDonald's and somewhere for dessert. Yeah. I just ate a salad. You didn't, you fat pig.
Oh, this got violent.
That annoys me. I cannot stand surveys that are relying on people to like record their own food.
Yeah, if you expect people to be honest on their own stuff, it's not going to happen.
Never going to happen. No. Never going to happen. People lie to themselves more than they lie to anyone else.
That is actually true.
Yeah. God,
I agree with that.
I do it all the time.
I'm eating a little healthier today. I feel better about this. In reality, no, you maybe ate a little healthier, but then you ate twice as much food as before. Yeah, there's always something.
All right, so we got 2, the hot mango and the apple from my list that we're going to argue out. So right now we have
all of mine are in so far.
Okay. Yep, we have blue ribbon brat, Philly, and Hatch. Right? You said Hatch was on yours.
Yeah, Supreme Pizza.
Oh, so we have 4. Oh, yeah. No.
My top 4.
All right, what's your one that's not on
already? There? Inferno.
Nah. It's just hot.
I know that's the point.
Nah.
Every now and then I want one that is just hot.
All right. So the better thing to do if you're wanting something hot, take a flavor that's good, that's got other things going on, and add ghost pepper cheese.
Well, that's kind of unfair.
Why?
Like, I might have changed my selections here if we're talking about cheese then.
Yeah, why would you not add ghost pepper cheese or some sort of cheese to something? It's a bratwurst.
Yeah.
They all get cheese.
I thought we were just talking seasoning.
No, they all get cheese.
I don't know how I didn't think about that because I put cheese in everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If there was a hot seasoning out there, which one would you pick? Like,
just the seasoning?
Yeah, Inferno,
Gigawatt.
Habanero, Gigawatt.
Yeah.
Gigawatt.
Okay.
So,
But we're not doing that.
No. So what's your last one?
No, we've gone through all 5 of mine.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we need to decide whether the 5th one is going to be habanero or apple.
Well, that's easy. Habanero and apple are both sweet. We're going to put Inferno in because
we're not putting
it's
Inferno
salty
in.
and spicy.
No. None of these ones on here have any sweetness to them. Whether you like it or not, people like some sweet in their sausage every once in a while.
Yeah, but we're talking about what we like.
I'm we.
But you're a wee part of we.
I'll tell you what. I will add ghost pepper cheese to the supreme pizza.
I would be fine dropping Inferno.
Okay.
I think the question is habanero mango or apple.
Okay.
I would lean towards habanero mango.
It's higher on my list because it's got sweet and heat.
Mm-hmm.
But for just a straight sausage, the apple with the cheddar cheese is incredible. And it doesn't get the recognition or whatever it deserves. That's why I specifically put it on here so I could talk about it. Because I really do love it. I mean, I love it. And I just feel like people pass it over because it just says apple. It's nothing, fun. They need to come up with another like gimmick there or something. I call it.
We could rename it to whatever.
Right. Call it like Honeycrisp apple.
Oh.
Then it's going to sell like crazy.
Yeah, but if you do that, there's probably labeling requirements there that it has to have Honeycrisp apples in it. And that might be a problem.
Do you know the 100% beef thing with McDonald's?
Like, is this a recent thing or a past thing?
I think it was from like 2000. They tried to trademark something and calling it 100% beef, like a specific type of meat combination. They wanted to trademark it as 100% beef so they could say all their patties were 100% beef when they weren't at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Of course you love that.
Great marketing.
Yes. Lie to the consumer. That's great.
It's not lying. It's just lying.
That's underhanded.
Yeah.
That's actually worse than lying. I would say like if a meat processor says, no, we didn't put any MSG in there and they did, that's not as bad as saying we put no MSG in there and trademarking no MSG, like some blend of MSG is no MSG.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of deceptive advertising. I won't get into it, but yeah, I have my pet peeves there about some of the things that I shouldn't bring up on the podcast. But yeah, you can still use some marketing lingo without being deceptive.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so we've got our 5 picked.
Wait, I never heard like a solid
habanero
mango.
Habanero mango.
Apple. It is.
Yeah. You left it up to me and I said I would I like the habanero on there better.
You went into the rant about apple, so I thought it was building up to you changing going, we're doing apple.
No, habanero mango should be done. It's a better one. Plus I have a bag of it in there so I don't have to pull another one out of inventory.
Someday I'm going to audit how many things you take out of stock back here.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's
going to be very
All right, so we're going to go. I'm going to go make those. We'll use this, see how that works, and taste test them. And then there are a couple other meat-related things I did want to talk about we can do after
we fill our stomachs.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, now to make these, I used a new thing we're carrying. It's called the Sausage Hero. Phenomenal name. That is basically synonymous with John Tremblay. Sausage Hero, John Tremblay. You could call it the John Tremblay as far as I'm concerned.
John, the Sausage Hero, Tremblay.
That's amazing. Think of the Michael Jordan music coming out, when he used to come out to it and then finish with that. Oof, getting chills. So it is just a regular piece of cutting board, plastic cutting board. It's got suction feet on the bottom. It has a ruler metal carriage, and it has the same cutting device as that's on the TrueLinker. TrueLinker is a commercial piece of equipment that looks like a wheel, a Ferris wheel. You spin it, it grabs your sausage, pushes it around, and cuts them perfectly. One of the great things about it is it will close up collagen better than really anything else. Way better than twisting.
Yeah, the only way to get better is if you're going to use like a vacuum stuffer with an automatic linker on it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So this is the same basic setup. This is the first time I've used it, and it does a nice job, but it's not, you don't get the same finished product as you do on a TrueLinker.
Yeah. So
Z-Linker.
Z-Linker, that's what it is. Yeah. So my biggest question comes down to one, I mean, it's somewhat expensive. It's not as expensive as like the Walton's sausage linker.
No,
Walton's sausage linker is like twice the price of this,
but it does more.
So yeah, which one would you prefer?
The tire, the Walton's linker that actually gets the string on it, because you can use that for more things. This literally all it does is separate your casings. The main advantage to this is you're not going to burst casings as you twist them, and they can all be the exact same length. What I did, I tried coming from the side of, for those listening, it's about a 8x12 cutting board. On it, it has a ratchet type. Think of those big paper cutters.
Yeah.
So
it just got pinchers on it to pinch the casing instead of just cut it.
Yep, perfect. So I actually came from off the cutting board, got it as far as I wanted to 5 inches, pulled it, went through with everything.
Almost had a party foul there.
The other advantage is you get everyone the exact same size. I don't know that it's not amazing. Now, I'll do some more playing around with it. I tried understuffing the casings a little bit. I tried regular stuffing the casings a little bit. And it's good. I mean, look, there's no bulb or anything. I mean, it did a fairly decent job. Better than you would do hand linking, but...
Is it faster than hand linking?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
So that's at least one good thing about it is, it's expensive. Maybe isn't as perfect as you want, but it's at least going to save somebody a lot of time if they're like me and they're lazy and they don't like hand linking everything.
No. Yeah, for sure. Because all you're doing is pull it down, back up. I mean, you can do them that quick, and they're separated. They're not, you don't then have to come back through with a knife and cut them in between.
Could you do it with a cooked product, do you think? You want to take one of the snack sticks?
I don't think so.
And try to cut it? Because that would be kind of cool if you could cut like snack sticks at the right length. Yeah, it just kind of tears
it.
Yeah.
I would say
so.
No,
Not really.
All right. Now, speaking of snack sticks, these are the snack sticks that we made based on the live stream from the beginning of September. And I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to make for people. And I can't remember if it came up in the chat or if you were saying it before.
I don't remember. I know I brought it up, but I don't know if I got it from the chat or not.
Yeah, I can't. There's a lot of beer involved with the live stream. So a couple of days later, things get real foggy.
No, we don't drink that much.
The guy who won the slicer from this last one, we gave away the small slicer. Was it? Yeah, the slicer. He also got snack sticks because I forgot and sent him snack sticks too. He responded. He's like, "Oh, I can't believe I didn't realize I was going to get these too." I was like, yes, you weren't supposed to.
No,
okay, but so we want to do something different. So we did the sweet maple bacon snack stick, but we want to do just that. So we cooked up about, I think it was ended up being 7% cooked bacon. So for a 10-pound batch, we did 0.7 of a pound of the bacon. That's just how it worked out.
Raw bacon
Nope,
weight
I
or
cooked
cooked bacon
Oh
weight?
yeah, cook it for
Okay.
sure. You definitely want to cook it. If you grind,
Well, no. Did you weigh it from cooked weight or raw weight?
Cooked weight.
Cooked weight. Okay.
Cooked weight. And then we use sodium erythorbate as a cure accelerator because I didn't want that tang from the citric acid.
Yeah.
We're going for something specific. And then, so there's this thing called Bacon Taste Booster. What it's designed to do is to give you old world bacon tastes with modern curing techniques, which really just breaks down to you can inject and tumble and still make it taste like you dry rubbed it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So people used to ask, should I use this with my imitation bacon? And we'd always say, no, you don't need to, whatever, don't do it. And then one time I just was like, I'm going to see what it's like. Did it. And there was definitely a stronger bacon flavor. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely. So I started telling people to do that. And then I don't know if somebody brought it up or if I thought about it or somebody thought about it, but we tried it with the snack stick. Now, my first response, as soon as I bit into one, I was like, ooh, that's pretty salty. And then I put it in the commercial sales guy's office and I let them all try it. And they loved it. Thought it was great. Didn't think it was too salty. A couple of them came up to me and said how good it was. So I threw them in the freezer. Then the next day I had done something that Dylan wasn't terribly happy with. And don't worry about that. You don't need to know. He goes, but you can make it up to me if I can have some more of those snack sticks. So I defrosted a package of them. I put them out there. Well, then they came in and said, these are amazing. After being cold for 12 hours or whatever, they've gotten way better. Mm-hmm. So I tried them, and I mean, you were in there when he said that. And they were really, really good. Now, the sweet maple bacon snack stick is just not one of my favorite snack sticks. So it's never going to reach that like ultimate level.
Yeah.
But I think we can really safely say that Bacon Taste Booster is absolutely a way to increase the bacon taste in a snack stick, sausage.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Like I liked these from the beginning. They definitely weren't anywhere near the top of my favorite list, but it was good. It was a good mix up and it had some bacon flavor. And strangely, this is like one of the only times I actually like it when there's some sweetness to it. For some reason, it just pairs well enough with the bacon that I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. But no, with the Bacon Taste Booster, with the bacon bits in there, it's a killer snack stick.
Yeah. I was shocked by how much more I like it now than when it came right out of the smoker, and how much more I like it than the regular sweet maple bacon snack stick. Now, I think the reason that you like it in this one is because it's not one of my favorites. So you had to say that you like. I say up, you say down, I say up.
Well, that's what makes things fun. Right?
Yeah, we just can't get on the same page with most things, which is odd because off camera, we work together incredibly well and don't do any of this. Like, no, that's not right.
I mean, I don't want to say that like what we do up here is fake on any level, but sometimes there is something to be said about just playing devil's advocate. I mean, sometimes it is just that. It's okay, let's look at it from every angle. And then did we miss an angle? And let's just critique it and find something that's wrong and question it and make sure that we cover it entirely. And I mean,
there's some of that to it. And you are really good at that. Just when we've almost made a decision, he'll say, all right, but what if we did this totally other thing in case, just to, make us look at it from a different angle.
Yeah. It just makes you think again and go, is that really what I want to do?
Right. But saying the opposite of what the other person is saying up here is fun. Like we have a good time with it. It's not something we would normally do off camera. Like if we're trying to make a decision, I'm not going to go, oh, it'll be fun if I say, no, I'm not. So that's not going to work.
Yeah. So obviously I'm going to guess that this is something that you would be willing to make again then.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of people that I have to send more to. So I am going to be making another batch of this next week. So anyone who I'm sending it to should get it before this releases or right around the same time.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out. I can't wait to get more feedback on it. So if you're listening to this and I sent you some, please respond. Let us know what you think about it.
And if you want the chance to get some, good way to do it is follow us on YouTube and watch our live streams, because that is how we give away product. I mean, it'd be hard for us to do some of that on the podcast, but on the live stream, I feel like we get a little happy with giveaways sometimes. We like to have some fun with it, and it's more, instead of having a conversation with ourselves, it's a conversation with you guys. And then we're like, oh, they've been great today. Let's give away this. Let's do that.
One, yeah.
So if you want to win some free stuff, watch our live streams. They're almost always the first of the month, but just subscribe on YouTube and our email list, and you'll be in the loop on when we do stuff.
Now, speaking of live streams, we are going to be starting another one. How exactly that's going to work, we're not 100% sure yet, but it will be a weekly live stream, and it'll be for an hour, like hard hour. We can't spend more time than that, and it's going to be on a specific topic. We're going to try to take that topic from Meatgistics, like what somebody or people have been talking about a lot or had a lot of questions on. So we're going to use it as a teaching tool. So it'll be on protein extraction. We're going to talk about when you want it, what it is, how you get it, what happens to you if you don't, and we'll go from A to Z on protein extraction. We'll also absolutely answer questions in the chat, but it's going to be a much more focused live stream than our normal rambling 2.5, 3 hour ones. Austin will join as often as he's able to. Some of them will be just me. Maybe Patrick will come up occasionally, London, something. We'll figure those out. But that is something we're going to try for a couple weeks, couple months, see what the audience is like.
Yeah.
So, So look for that. We'll send out emails, and it'll be at waltonsinc.com/live, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you will get a notification that we're going live.
As long as we do everything right.
That's unlikely. That's very, very unlikely. These last two.
When things are live, it's different. Like it's different than the podcast. If we screw something up on the podcast, we go, we'll fix it.
Or
live there.
Or like our little thing here, we just think it's funny, so we leave it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, with live, it's always something. And we hit that, like, I think we had 4 live streams in a row where everything went perfect. We're like, all right, we got it. We got cocky. And these last 2, we've forgotten to do 2 major things. So.
Yeah. It's all fun, though.
Man.
It's very fun.
It was a good time. We always love that. All right, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, not necessarily. I mean, the biggest thing I have left is we talked about live streams, but if you guys want to influence what we do on the podcast, email us at podcast@waltonsinc.com and ask a question. We will answer questions at times. It depends on how many we get and who's got what, and if we can fit it in with what else we're planning. If you want to see us go in a certain direction and you want to see something done, just let us know. We like doing stuff that you guys like. So email us at podcast@waltonsinc.com and let us know what you want to see.
And somewhat shortly after this is going to be released, there will be some changes to waltonsinc.com.
Hopefully. Yes.
Hopefully. Well, it'll be somewhat shortly.
True.
Shortly might mean a month. But waltonsinc.com is going to get an upgrade.
Facelift,
facelift,
Botox.
Nope. So when that happens, we'll also have a live stream so we can answer some questions, help people out if they're having any problems with it. Basically just be kind of almost like live tech support. That should actually be fun. You probably don't need to be there for that.
No,
you don't. You've got other things to do, I'm sure.
I kind of want to be there for it though, because I can fix some things in the moment.
That's actually true. What am I going to do?
And what I can't fix, well, by then, I mean, you'll be able to fix a lot. I'll be able to fix some other things past that. And then if neither of us can do it, we'll get our developers on it right then and there. And because when we go live with those changes,
we'll have them.
They will be on call.
Gotcha.
I might be stepping off side of the camera and making a phone call, but it'd be kind of cool because there'll be direct support, and hopefully there's no problems, and we can just talk with people on what they like and maybe other things that they want to see, and what else can we still change and still add new stuff for. So
and we've got other tools that we're going to integrate to it to give you guys a better overall experience at waltonsinc.com.
Coming soon to a web browser near you. That's all I got.
No, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Coupon code. If you're still listening, you can get percent off.
Like 10% free shipping.
Sure. 10% and free shipping with coupon code. What's the date? 10?
It's the 9
So 9, 10, 20.
9, 10, 20.
9, 10, 20 is going to get you 10% off and free shipping up to $100 value and not good on sale items.
These items cannot be combined or no, I'm kidding. There's no extra fine print there.
Micro Machines guy. Yeah, that's it. So
sounds good.
right.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us.